One of the most potent things that you'll ever get to observe when you watch a master at play is a question of understanding that they do different things in a different manner in order to get to certain outcomes. Now, that is a question that you and me need to be asking, to say, is there a way that we can learn some of these patterns that these successful people follow in order to deliver certain results? And the truth of the matter is that yes, there is. Just in case you might have not been sure. But then here's the thing. It boils down to the old equation that it's been said over and over again, to say that for us to succeed in literally anything, it takes 80% of our mindset and only 20% of the mechanics. Now, if you ask him why on earth, how on earth can that happen? It's a question of understanding that, you see, a lot of us understand exactly what is it that we need to do. Even if you don't understand, if you look around today, you are more than likely to get to those things that need to be done in order for you to get to the certain results. If we look at, for instance, the weight industry, a lot of people know exactly what to do in order to lose weight. It's there in the magazines, it's in books, it's in newspapers, it's on the internet, it's literally everywhere. Some of it is chasing us through our emails. But the biggest problem that we have is that despite all this information that we see that could literally change things for us, how can we get ourselves to go and do this stuff? Now, that's the biggest challenge. And if you're asking yourself that type of question, then you'd understand that the biggest challenge that me and you face is a question of how do we get ourselves to take action on something which is worthwhile. Meaning that unless we can be in a position to can master our psychology, then it becomes 10 times more difficult for us to can be in a position to produce certain results. And that's what they mean by the mindset, which is the psychology or your attitude. If you have a bad attitude towards certain things, then you are unlikely to deliver certain results based on that type of mindset. Now, that's exactly what I meant by the psychology and the science in this little book. Now, what's the art? The art is a question of understanding that we do have in our society and internationally, and back to the masters again, to say that some or a lot of them, it's said that when they touch certain things, they turn into gold. Now, I used to believe that until I've understood what I've just explained to you, to say that they've got a pattern. Now, they've done it so many times that it's no longer an effort to them to even do it. It's like it's a conditioning, it's a habit to them. That's why most of them can literally start a very successful company and get it to fly in a very short space of time. That is something that still you and me can be in a position to learn. Now, coming to the turning contacts into connection part of things is a question again of understanding that a contact, when we break down the turning contacts into connections, the turning part of contacts is not necessarily something that you need to reach out for. It's something that I'm confident that you already have at your disposal, which is take a look at your cell phone number as an example, or your diary for that matter. Check how many contacts that you and I know that if you had to do something about them, that those things can mean a serious turnaround in your firm or your ideas or your existing business for that matter. But the big problem is a lot of us have not taken the effort to do something about those contacts. And as a result, those contacts, they are as good as useless. In fact, if it was not because of the new technologies, would have to cut down on a number of useless contacts in the phone. And believe you me, that would be one of them. But now, I'm sharing with you to say that unless you will be in a position to convert that particular contact into a connection, then it becomes very difficult to can even claim that that person, he or she is your contact. And in sales, that is exactly what is one of the most difficult things, is the conversion part of things. To say that you've managed to reach out and develop an interest from a particular audience. Now the question is, how do you, from all the people who have developed that interest in your product or service, convert them into becoming your clients? That's what I meant by the turning contacts into connections. Now immediately, can you imagine how many people that you can begin to scroll down in your phone and start, taking advantage of and setting up that meeting and doing that whole transformational process so that ultimately they benefit you? Because then that's where exactly the power lies. And this is something that you are going to learn at its very core level in this little book of mine. And likewise, I encourage you strongly to get yourself a book. Let us help you in getting one of the copies to yourself. Simply check the information below and reserve yourself a book. Fill in your details and we'll be in touch with you, and from there explain everything to you on how you can get the rest of it. With that said, I thank you very much, and I look forward to having you in the team where we're turning a lot of our contacts into our connections. Thank you. Once again, my name is Kulu, and I'm the author of The Psychology, the Science, and Art of Turning Contacts into Connections. See you.